Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing well. I just wanted to make kind of one final video before I'm officially closing off stuff for the summer. I know that technically school is officially done, which is exciting, but we didn't really get to have our ideal and hopeful way of ending the school year that we normally get to have, which it just kind of sucked, but being optimistic about it, looking at all the things we were able to do this year, I am very, very grateful of all the experiences and the pieces that we got to perform with each other this year. So, for those of you that have gone to eighth grade concerts in the spring in the past, you guys know that I usually do a little speech about the group in front of the audience, and then what you guys don't know, or some of your older siblings may have told you, is then in class, like the second to last day or so, when everybody's still there, I get us all together, and I kind of just have some parting words of wisdom that I give you before I send you off to high school. Um, and if you guys also know anything when it comes to me and talking at concerts and whatnot, I never put any preparation into it. I just kind of have a general concept and I just go. So that's what we're doing now. So we'll see kind of what happens. So the first thing that I wanted to kind of say is I wanted to thank you guys truly for just being in band. Um, I know it's a little bit intimidating when you first are a little sixth grader and you come in, and it's a world that you've never even been a part of. Elementary to middle school, your core classes, it's somewhat familiar territory. You're just going to more teachers, but you come into a band room and it's so different than anything you've done. Um, and I'm proud of you guys that you stuck with it, and I hope since you're still with it in eighth grade that you really found some enjoyment out of it, because that's really the entire reason I do what I do is I find enjoyment out of it, and I want to help you discover that enjoyment. So I hope that you got as much enjoyment out of having me as your teacher as I got out of being your teacher, for lack of better terms. Um, but with that going forward, I really do hope that a lot of you decide to continue band into high school. Um, I know it's kind of the similar territory of it's intimidating. It's something new and it's different. And change is always hard. Different is always scary. And one of the biggest problems with people going into high school and not deciding to do band is because your band director is different than me. And not just necessarily because it's a different person, but because it's a different style of teaching. Okay? And there are a lot of band directors in the county, and some of them have a similar style to me, and some of them have very different styles than me. But that doesn't mean that they can't teach you a lot and help you develop as a musician. Okay? I know all the band directors that you guys are going to be going to, particularly the ones in this area. If you're going to Holly Springs High School, you're going to have Mr. Biasi. He is a wonderful band director. You can learn so much from him. If you're going to Fuquay, you're going to have Mr. Edwards. He is another phenomenal band director, probably one of like the highest respected band directors in the county, based off of how good he is. If you're going to Middle Creek, you're going to have Mr. Newsom. He is actually brand new at Middle Creek this year, but he came from East Wake High School, and he did a phenomenal job over there, so I know he's going to be phenomenal at Middle Creek. If you're also going to Apex Friendship, you're going to have my old high school band director, Mr. Rowe. And if you are going to Apex Friendship and have him, make sure to ask him about me as a student, because he has some interesting stories about how I was as a student. But yeah, guys, don't be intimidated by the fact that it's just different. Okay, just go for it. I would not be telling you to go for it unless I knew how beneficial and full of enjoyment you could get from it. Okay, so that's kind of my first thing is just do it, because it's a lot of fun. The second thing, I'm trying to figure out how the best way to approach that. So I know that there's some of you that I've had in band that you've done band for 3 years and you went, okay, it was nice. I enjoyed it, but I really don't want to continue it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, but I want you to find something that you do really enjoy, that you're passionate about. Okay, and that's okay if it's not band, but don't. There's like a saying that says, "Don't be okay with just okay." I wish I could tell you exactly who said that, but don't be okay with just going into high school and just kind of being there. Okay, find something. There's always something. There's so many more options and possibilities that you can have in high school compared to middle school. So find something, um, and don't, if you really really love it, don't let it just fizzle out in high school. Continue, even if it's not something that you decide to have a career based off of. Keep it a part of your life. Okay, because genuinely, you're gonna look back and you're gonna, if it was something you really really enjoyed, you're gonna go, yeah, I really like that. I miss doing that. And there's no reason that you should have to miss something if it's that much of an enjoyment to you. You can still find ways for it to be a part of your life. For example, just to give you an example, and this is not exactly a class, but for those of you that don't know, like, obviously, since I'm the soccer coach for girls soccer at Holly Ridge, I did a lot of soccer when I was younger. And I actually got an offer to play soccer at Appalachian State, where I did go to school, but I couldn't study music if I did that. And so I had to kind of put it on pause for a little bit, and I had to give up soccer just to study music. Now, that was an instance where I did kind of have to pick and choose, but I still would do a little bit of like the club sports at school. So I still could do a little bit of involvement with it, just not as much, but I still kept it as a part of my life. And then now as an adult in teaching, I'm fortunate enough to be able to coach, but I play in 3 different adult leagues, but I'm not teaching you guys. And it's something that I didn't base my career off of, but it's still something that makes me happy, and I really enjoy doing it. And it's something that I can tell you guys, as much as I love you, days that I'm really frustrated having to teach you guys, and I come home and I'm like, okay, I got soccer tonight. It's just very therapeutic. And so I want you to have something in your life that you can start figuring out now. Some people don't figure this stuff out until they're, even older than me. But figure it out now. Okay? Because you can. Or at least if you don't figure it out now, start searching for it, because it will show up. Okay? And I'm trying to think. There's like 500 different things that I want to tell you guys, but I'm already 8 minutes into this video, and I don't want to waste your entire day away. The other thing, and I know this is going to sound campy, and you're going to say, Mr. Grimes, I've heard this from every person ever, and yeah, I know, but it is true, and I struggled with this too when I was younger and at your age and even in high school. Your parents are doing everything they can for you, and there's nothing wrong with not seeing it now, but you're going to get to my age, you're going to look back and you're really going to appreciate what they're doing for you and how much they're supporting you. And they may have a confusing way of showing that they care, but I guarantee you that they care. So cut them some slack. I was a an angsty teenager where I gave my parents a hard time all the time. And for those of you that don't know, I think I mentioned at the holiday concert this past year, my parents still come to every one of my concerts, including the ones that you guys are in. All of those concerts, they still come. And they're still supporting me. And I mean, my mother is going to turn 70 years old this year, which is crazy. So she's still supporting me. So yeah, just appreciate what they're doing for you. Okay. I know some of you are fans of The Office, I'm a huge fan of The Office. If you haven't watched that show, you should. But there's one line that's said in the very very last episode that it's something that applies to like every single one of us in one of our days of our lives, and it's one that the character Andy Bernard says, is he says, you I wish you knew you were in the good old days before they were the good old days, and it's really true. I still think back to times, not necessarily middle school, because middle school is just weird. I think we can all agree middle school is just absolute chaos. But I still think back to high school. I do. I still think to some of the memories, some of the friends I had. And at the time when I was in high school, all I was thinking about is I cannot wait to get out of here. I want to get out of my parents' house. I want to go off to college. I want to get out. And then when I got to college, I look back and I was like, college is great, but I really missed part of that part of high school. And then vice versa. Now, as I'm out of college and I'm an adult, I look back at college and I go, wow, I really miss those days. And just don't take for granted the moments that you got right now, because you guys got a lot of really great stuff going on for you. You're about to go into high school, which is a very very important part of your life, and it's a really wonderful part that's full of a lot of experiences. But you gotta just live it, for lack of better terms. Just live it. Take advantage of it. Okay. Um, I think that's the majority, or that's all the time I'm gonna give you my philosophical speeches and whatnot. Um, I do want to say though that if you're wanting to stay in contact with me as you go into high school, please do. I'd love to keep in touch with former students, and just kind of see where life takes you. Okay, and that can be if you want to keep in contact with me in high school. If you want to go off to college, you still want to keep in contact. I would be overjoyed to still be a part of your life. Just because I'm no longer your teacher doesn't mean that I don't care about you as a person. Okay, so with that, I wish you all the best of luck as you go into high school. I hate that things ended the way they did, but I am very appreciative for all of the time that I got to have with you and see you come in as a little sixth grader and blossom into this wonderful young adult. Okay? As always, I love you.